it is predictions time because tomorrow night, UFC Fight Night, Moicano versus Duncan goes down. So I got to give you my predictions and breakdown from every fight, from the early prelim all the way to the main event of Chris Duncan versus Renato Moicano. A lot on the line here because last week I didn't do too hot. I got 6 right, 6 wrong. Garbage. Because before that, the weeks before that, the two shows before that, I was like 10-4 on one and 9-4 on the other. I had a complete fall off. I can't be a flash in the pan. The bounce back's got to be crazy. The comeback's got to happen. What Geno Smith say? They wrote me off, but I ain't wrote back. I ain't right back. That's what's happening right now. I'm excited. I got a lot coming up. Tonight, I got commentary for a boxing show. Super pumped to do that. Tomorrow, of course, the UFC. But I also got more commentary. This time for a pro wrestling show. So I got a lot going on. But don't worry. Even though I'm doing commentary for the wrestling, I will still be covering the UFC as I always do, making sure my predictions are correct. Got to get my legacy back on track here, dude. So we got to get right into that. And getting right into that, let's get right into this. We got a lot of fights to talk about. So let's get into it. First fight of the night. Lightweight fight. Kai Kameka, I believe is how you say it, taking on Dakota Hope. Kai 17-7-1 versus Dakota Hope 11-1. Kai used to be in the UFC, I do believe, and then he got released, went to the PFL, had a little run there, and now he's back taking on Dakota Hope. I wonder if this fight was like a late addition because I do not remember seeing this in the build-up for any of the fights. It kind of snuck in here. So this is one I saw today, and I was like, whoa, okay, did not know this was happening. But I did still take a little bit of notes on it. I believe both guys are going to come out looking to strike. Of course, you guys know I got my notes. That's what I'm looking at. Kai and Dakota, I believe both are going to be looking to strike in this fight. They're both strikers. Kai, more of a veteran than Dakota. He's got more fights. I believe Kai will get the advantage early in the striking. I don't want to say early, but first. You know, he will start to take the lead in the striking before Dakota can, but I believe Dakota has more outlets to victory, that being in the wrestling and the grappling department. So I believe once Kai starts getting up on him on the striking, Dakota will turn, of course, to his wrestling and his grappling, try to get the win here. And I believe that's how he will get the win. I'm picking Dakota Hope to get the win via decision over Kai in this fight. He's a young prospect. I believe he trains with Joshua Van as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna ride with the prospect here. Give me Hope here by decision over Kai in the first fight of the night. Now, we move on to the women. We got Diane Barboza versus Melissa Gatto. Now, Barboza, 8-4. Gatto 9-2-2. 2 draws. This one's, of course, in the women's flyweight division. Barboza, she's a BJJ black belt. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't think that means anything in the UFC anymore. I don't believe jiu-jitsu belts mean a thing anymore. But she is one. She is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So fun little bit of information I thought I'd share with you guys. She's I don't believe she's like an up-and-coming prospect or anything though. I don't believe this is like, you know, a lot of times we'll talk about, I call them star builder fights. I don't believe this is a star builder fight for anyone. I believe this is just a fight that the UFC threw on this card because I made a video talking about not to sleep on the main event, and like everyone's hating on the card. Like, don't do it because the main event's good. And then I really started looking at the card again. I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, this card kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. This card does suck. But I believe some of the fights could be fun. They could be. Anyway, back to this. Barboza and Gatto. Gatto, she's fun and dangerous. I believe she's going to try to put the pressure on Barboza early, try to put hands on her. I do believe that's what will happen. She has not fought in a minute, though. A big layoff for her. I couldn't quite tell you how long the layoff was, but I know it's been a minute since she has fought. Again, I believe she's going to pressure forward, put the pressure on Barboza, try to put hands on her, and that's going to lead to Barboza getting the takedown and doing lots of her BJJ black belt grappling. So I'm going to go with Barboza to get the win here by decision over Gatto via lots of grappling. Go ahead and book it, boys. Book it. Now, this one's a fun one. And I'll tell you why. Middleweights, Azamat Bakoyev versus Trishan Gore. Bakoyev 20-4, Trishan Gore 5-4. Think about that. Same amount of losses. Bakoyev has 15 more wins. 15 more wins. Who do you think the UFC wants to win this fight? Anyway, Bakoyev. I've been following him for a while. I watched him fight for the LFA middleweight title and win that against former UFC fighter Dylan Butka. I was watching that. I know Dylan Butka fought on the same cards as him before, and my teammate, of course, Chelsea Connor, was on there. Shout out Chelsea. So I was watching that card closely. Watched him win that fight against Dylan Butka, and I kind of followed his career ever since. I went to the UFC on short notice and beat Zachary Reese, which is very impressive. He had another one after that I cannot remember off the top of my head. And then he's coming off of a loss against Yusri Bergoli, which we talked about on the last card. Not a fight to like hang your head on to lose, because Bergoli, I think, that dude's the truth. That dude is a real prospect. He's huge, great striker, great kickboxer. Like I said, reminds me of Alex Pereira. He holds a win over Alex Pereira in kickboxing too. So not a fight to like hang your head on. So anyway, I don't think that's a fight we should like judge Bukoyev on. Trishan Gore, I believe he's enhancement talent. Bro's not very good. Let's just be real. He's not very good. I believe he has that crazy like twisting neck guillotine thing over Josh Fremd, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't think he's very good. I believe he's athletic and like fast and tough, but I don't believe he's that good of a fighter. I believe this is Bukoyev's fight to win. Obviously, any way he wants. So I'm gonna go with Bukoyev first round knockout or TKO over Trishan Gore in this fight. Easy peasy. Next fight of the night. Another women's fight. We got Elise Pereira versus Haley. I want to say it's Kowan. But anyway. Women's bantamweight. Elise Pereira, of course, 6-1. Kowan 7-4. The hype was on Pereira because no relation to Alex. But the hype was on her because she made her debut at the UFC Noche. And there was a lot of hype because she got signed at 19 years old. She was undefeated coming to that fight. 19 years old prospect, undefeated. And they're like, oh, this is going to be cool. And I believe the UFC thinks she's pretty. So, of course, they booked her like a superstar. They tend to do that a lot. Shout out Macy Barber. Anyway. Pereira, good kickboxer. Just looked flat in her debut. Did not look good. Obviously lost that debut. But if there's any fight to bounce back, it's this one right here. Haley, there's really not much about her. I just don't think she's a very good fighter. I don't know how she's here in the UFC. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Elise Pereira to win this fight. The UFC wants her to be a star. It didn't work out in the debut, so now they got a perfect fight for her to bounce back. I'm going to go with Pereira to get this one done. And no, I'm not picking a decision. I'm picking a second round TKO or knockout for Elise Pereira. I'm going TKO for Pereira here. I'm going to use her kickboxing to get it done in the second round and get the win over Haley in this fight. Now, moving right up. Lightweights. We got the lightweights here. We got Lando Veneta versus Darius Flowers. Look at the records here first before I talk about this. Veneta 12-7-2. Flowers 12-8-1. The UFC just closed their eyes, found two records that look the same, put them together. I don't think anyone's hyped for this fight at all. I don't think these guys are hyped for this fight at all. Nobody's hyped for this fight. But I still had to do research on it. Anyway. Lando, he's been in the UFC longer than you think. He's been there since like 2016, I do believe. He's been fighting for a while. He just doesn't fight often. That's why you don't know about him. And he hasn't won anything like reputable. But still, he's been in the UFC for a little bit now. Flowers, former pro boxer, so he's going to be looking to strike, but he's never ever won in the UFC. Darius Day has never won. Darius Day. He's never won in the UFC. And I don't believe that starts tomorrow. I think Veneta's going to win this fight via decision. Yeah, do you guys really want me to talk longer on this fight? Nobody cares about this fight, let's be honest. Give me Veneta, decision over Darius Day Flowers. And Darius is going to have to wait another day to find his UFC win. It'll probably just never happen, honestly. Okay. Flyweights. Let me find it here. I'm sorry. That was disrespectful, Darius, but hey, it is what it is. Alessandra Costa versus Stuart Nickel. I gotta lock in. I'm sorry. Flyweight fight. Costa 14-5. Nickel 8-2. Nickel, just like a good old Darius Day, has never won in the UFC. He's 0-2. If you've never won in the UFC, you're fighting on this card, kid. That's how I got booked. Who needs a win? Welcome to Duncan versus Moicano Fight Night. Yeah! Anyway, Costa has, I'm going to talk about his losses. He's lost 2 losses that I kind of want to bring up. Steve Erceg and Amir Albazi, just because they're, reputable. It's never okay to lose, but those are reputable losses. Albazi's always been near the top of the division, and Erceg, of course, fought for the title against Alejandro Pantoja. Deserved or not, we don't need to get into that. That's old news. Costa's powerful. He's got power in his hands, and I believe he's a better grappler in this fight. Nickel he's mid, but he's entertaining, so he's going to look to scrap, and I believe that's going to get him knocked out. So give me Costa to win this fight, first round knockout or TKO over Stuart Nickel in the flyweight division. Next, we go from the little guys to the big guys. We got Thomas Peterson. Oh, man. I was just saying his name earlier. This happens to me every time. Every time. Guilherme Pat. We're calling him Pat. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this again. I'm not. Pat versus Peterson. Heavyweights. Who's pumped? 2 unranked heavyweights. Oh, I love this card so much. I love it. 2 unranked heavyweights. Tom, I'm reading my notes, so this is exactly what I wrote, doing notes on him. Peterson is fat, sloppy, chinny, unathletic. You would think that dude stole my girlfriend the way I just talked about him, but it's just what I see when he fights. A blob that can't strike, looking to blob max. Man, I went in on Thomas. Sorry, Big Peter. My fault, brother. Pat, I said rough debut, but is undefeated. Will scrap, as you can see. Pat is undefeated at 6-0, while Peterson is 10-4. Pat's going to be looking to scrap here. He's got to try not to get blob maxed and put up against the cage by Peterson or laid on by Peterson. He's got to stay on the feet and strike with this guy, and I believe that's what he's going to do to get a win. Give me Pat, 3rd round TKO or knockout over Thomas Peterson by the time, both these guys are just super tired, and Big Peter, can't keep his hands up anymore, and he's just starting to zombie walk because he's tired. That's when he's going to get caught by Pat. Pat's going to get it done in the 3rd round and stay undefeated. And an electric fight of the year candidate. I can feel it already. Already I can feel it. I'm lying. Next fight. Featherweights. I'm sorry, I didn't even pull it up yet. I'm over here talking about it. Robert Rucella versus Jose Delano. Jose, 16-3. Robert Rucella, 11-2. Interesting fight here. Rucella was a former KSW champion. I don't care. I don't care what belts you held before the UFC. They don't mean anything to me. We all know this. I hate on Bellator. I hate on PFL, Ryzen. KSW is crazy. I don't care about KSW, bro. Nobody cares about KSW. Anyway, he lost his debut. He was the champ at KSW, then lost his debut. Wow, who would have thought, right? Rucella, he's not very technical, but again, he will scrap. He's fun. Will scrap. Jose is a great striker. He gets hit a lot, but he can take it. He can take the shots. Pause. So I'm going to take Jose here to get it done. 2nd round, knockout or TKO over Robert Rucella. The former champ of KSW goes down. KSW is in shambles, crying, watching this fight. Anyway, Jose, 2nd round TKO or knockout over Robert Rucella. I just think he's a better striker. He can take more shots. Pause again. He can take better shots. He's a better chin. He's tougher, and he's a better striker. Recipe for success. Recipe for a win for Jose. And now, featherweights. This one, I got a lot of things I want to talk about with this fight. Let me go ahead and pull up the notes too. I got some off the dome piece, but we'll pull up the notes too. Everyone, I got to use the notes for everybody here. Tommy McMillan versus Milano Zacchini. Featherweight fight. Now, we'll start with Zacchini. Let's get Zacchini out of the way. He doesn't fight a lot, and he lost his debut as well. That's about it. That's all I can say. We're all here for Tommy McMillan, let's be honest. Kid's undefeated. Yeah, kid's undefeated. Trained to Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley training partner, Tommy McMillan. Undefeated kid. A lot of first-round finishes in his career. Had a interesting Dana White Contender Series fight. Almost got submitted in that fight, but he's just tough. He's pretty well-rounded. But here's the thing. Last time I bought into the hype was old Pink Panther Curtis Campbell. And look what happened to him. But the caliber of opponent for Campbell to McMillan's opponent here, drastically different. I am still going to go with Tommy McMillan to get this fight done. I believe he's going to get a first-round submission, and I believe it's because he's going to drop Zacchini. And Zacchini's going to try to shoot in, and then they're going to end up on the ground, and McMillan is going to be the better grappler, and he's going to submit him with nothing crazy, probably like a rear naked choke or something on the ground. But yeah, I'm going to go with Tommy Gunn McMillan to get it done here. I follow this guy on social media and TikTok. This dude might be emo or depressed. A lot of edits to Juice WRLD music. Very interesting. I felt like I was in the junior high again watching this stuff, but hey, shout out Tommy Gunn, dude. Put a smile on your face, man. Lighten up, brother. You're in the UFC. You're about to win. Next, another fun fight here to talk about. Maybe the main card's not as bad as we thought, huh? Bantamweight fight. Ethan Ewing versus Rafael Estevam. Now, Estevam, as you can see, 14-0. What? He's undefeated. He's a former flyweight that missed weight a lot, so now he's up at bantamweight. He does have a win over Charles Johnson. That doesn't mean a lot, but we talk about Charles Johnson a lot because he fights all the time, so I figured I would just bring that up. He does have a win over Charles Johnson. Ethan Ewing, of course, 9-2. We all know him for his short notice debut win over Malcolm Wellmaker, ending the hype train in that fight. Estevam, he likes to grapple to a decision. He's a decision grappler, and I believe he got away with that a lot just because he was so much bigger than all the other flyweights. I don't think he's going to be able to do that here at bantamweight against Ethan. Again, Ethan's someone I'm not fully sold on just because, someone can look good any night. It can be your night any night. Maybe it was his night that night and it wasn't Malcolm's. I want to see him do good again to really buy into him, and I believe that's obviously what this fight's going to be here. So against anyone else, I'd be a little hesitant, but against Estevam, I'm not that hesitant because, again, Estevam not super entertaining. He's, like I said, a decision grappler, and I believe he got away with it for being a big flyweight that always missed weight. I think he missed weight like 3 times at flyweight. So I think he's going to look for the takedowns on Ewing. Ewing's a good striker. He's tough, too. He can take some, again, a guy that can just really take it. He can take a beating. Pause. But, he's a good striker that can take some shots. So I believe that's what he's going to look to do here against Estevam. He's going to look to put hands on him. Estevam's going to be looking for the takedown. I believe he's going to struggle to get said takedowns on Ewing. Give me Ewing third round, TKO, or knockout over Estevam. Estevam might have some success at some point getting some takedowns, trying to pin him against the cage. But the longer it goes, a bigger guy like Ewing, who's got good hands, I think is going to find the button, and put him out. Third round, knockout or TKO for Ethan Ewing. Keep the hype train rolling. Dude has got quite the hot streak. I believe he lost his 2 first fights as a pro. Was 0-2, and then he's won 9 straight. About to make it 10. Crazy work. Light heavyweights. Sorry, I'm smiling thinking about trying to prepare myself to say his name. Just give me like 2 seconds. Abdul Rahman Yakayev. That's right. Versus Brenton Ribeiro. Abdul, undefeated 8-0. Ribeiro 17-9. Talk about a star builder fight right here. This is it. Abdul had a crazy 30-second knockout on the Contender Series, and then in his debut had a video game like debut. Like knocks the dude down. I was some crazy kick, then picks him up and slams. Like it was just he was pressing every button and every button was working. Dude was doing whatever he wanted. Absolutely looked insane. He got the win there. So now he's of course still undefeated at 8-0. Brenton Ribeiro, just not on his level. I mean, it's straight up. He's not on his level. He's got solid power, but that's about it. This is, again, a star builder fight for Abdul. Abdul to win by however he wants, and I believe that's a first-round knockout or TKO over Brenton Ribeiro. Go ahead and book that one down on your parlays, boys. If Ribeiro wins this fight, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll be shocked. That's for sure. I'll be shocked if Brenton Ribeiro can pull this off. I don't think Brenton Ribeiro thinks Brenton Ribeiro can pull this off. Co-main event, women's strawweight, Verna Jandiroba versus Tabitha Ricci. Women's strawweight fight here. Jandiroba 22-4, obviously Ricci 12-3. Jandiroba, great grappler, coming off of a title fight loss, of course, to Mackenzie Dern in a close fight. She could not out-grapple Dern in that fight, which was interesting. But Dern's a grappler, too. I'm saying that like Dern's not a good grappler. Just Jane Roba, I believe, is the best grappler in the strawweight division. So I was very surprised that I picked her to win that fight against Dern, and she didn't. I was very surprised that she didn't. She's taking on Tabitha Ricci. Ricci is solid as well. She's also looks to grapple first, but she's not going to be a better grappler than Jane Roba. When it comes to the striking, they're both not the best, but I believe Jane Roba will also be better there as well. Ricci, again, I think the UFC likes her because she's dating Callum Walsh. Is it Callum Walsh? Is that his name? Yes, Callum Walsh, excuse me. The boxer, Zuffa boxer, Dana White's pride and joy. So they really like her, and she's very good looking. This one I do agree with. Best looking fighter in the UFC. Hey, don't hate me. It is what it is. I know what I like. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go Jane Roba to win this fight. It's going to be a lot of grappling, I do believe. And Jane Roba's just a better grappler than Ricci. So I think Ricci's good, just not this level good. I believe this was a bad fight if they wanted Ricci to look good. This is not the girl to put against her. Because, again, I think Jane Roba's like the best in the strawweight division. Like, I believe if she fought Dern again, she could win. So, yeah, it is what it is. Ricci's going to lose this fight. Give me Jane Roba. Decision win over the Tabitha Ricci. In the co-main event. Click the wrong thing here. Main event. Let's talk about it. Renato Money Moicano, Easy Money versus Chris Duncan. Moicano, of course, 27-1. Duncan, 15-2. Lightweight fight, main event. I like this fight. Should it be a main event? Hell no. Why is this a main event of a card? I don't know, but hey, it is what it is. So we got to talk about it. Moicano, very unpredictable. He's coming off that Linsanity run that he had, beating Jalen Turner, beating BSD, getting the title shot against Islam Makhachev, all that crazy stuff. I want easy fights. Don't come with no bullshit fights. I want easy fights. Patty Bimley, easy money. Easy money this, easy money that. And then gets Islam and loses. And then loses but gets outstruck in 2026 by Benil Dariush. Renato, bro, what are we doing? Are you serious? Because I remember picking him to win that fight, and then I remember it goes to decision. I was like, oh, got this one wrong because it was obvious. Like, Renato, bro, I need you to lock in one more time. One more time, dude. Benil Dariush should have been easy money, but he was not. Anyway, Chris Duncan. Spent some time in Bellator and stuff as well. Was undefeated there, of course. Now he's here back in the UFC. He's coming off a win over T-Rex, Terrence McKinney. Everybody's favorite fighter, Terrence McKinney. Duncan, he's coming for a finish, bro. He's 15-2, 15 wins. I believe 11 of those are finishes. I believe it's 11 of those 15 are finishes. One of his losses, too, was on the Contender Series. He got knocked out on Dennis White Contender Series. Crazy work. But anyway, he's here. He's getting a bigger jump here in competition, going from Terrence McKinney to Moicano. But I do believe Money Moicano is on his way out. Duncan's on his way in and up. Old guard versus new guard. Old guard Moicano versus new guard Chris Duncan. Both guys are great grapplers. I believe they used to train together. I don't think there's no way they still do train together, right? And they booked them against each other, which is funny because I just rewatched Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman's fight just because of how crazy that was at the time that they're, training partners at Killcliff FC. And then they had to fight each other for the title. That stuff's just crazy to me. Like, I get it, bro. You want to be champs, so yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But, like, there's no way these guys still train with each other. But I know they used to because Duncan, like, admitted that Moicano used to just, like, whoop his ass and stuff all the time. So he's coming for blood, bro. He's coming for vengeance. Like, Moicano may think it's all buddy fun and games. Duncan's got that. He's got murder on his mind, bro. He's coming back for his revenge over Moicano in this fight. Anyway. My thing here with Moicano, like I said, great grappler. He's gonna look to take you down and try to beat you up on the ground. Anyway, his striking, Moicano's striking is where he lacks. He's not the best striker, and he has a bad chin. Duncan, I wouldn't say he's a great striker, but he's better than Moicano, and he's got a better chin. So Moicano's gonna look to get this to the ground, but again, Duncan, great grappler himself. I believe more outlets to victory fall with Chris Duncan. So I'm taking Chris Duncan to defeat Renato Moicano and finish Moicano. I don't believe this fight goes to decision at all. I believe there's no way it goes to decision. Both these guys like to finish, bro. They're looking to finish. Aren't we all? Give me Duncan, second round knockout or TKO over Renato Moicano in this fight. Easy money. I take that back. Not easy money, but I will take Chris Duncan to win this fight. Like I said, I believe Moicano is on his way out. Duncan's on his way in. So I'm going to take second round TKO finish here. Like I said, they're both good grapplers. Duncan's a little better on the feet, and Moicano has no chin. So that's how Duncan gets it done. And those are my picks for UFC Fight Night tomorrow night. Duncan versus Moicano. I'm excited. I'm always excited. It's not the best card, but if a lot of my predictions are true, there's a lot of finishes. I did pick a lot of finishes. A lot of lopsided fights in here too as well. So, again, it's probably the worst card the UFC's done in a minute. I won't lie. But it's UFC, and I'm grateful and I'm excited to watch it. So I will definitely be watching and tuning in, of course, as you all should as well. Let me know in the comments who you guys think is going to win these fights, especially the main event. Very curious on the main event. Because this one, it's not unpredictable, but it's an interesting one. You know what I mean? I'm not as comfortable in my prediction on this one as I was, say, Pyfer versus Adesanya. You know, so interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll have my socials in the description. Follow those. My personal Instagram, my UFC content Instagram, and of course my TikTok as well. Stay on the lookout for those. I fight news updates, all kinds of stuff like that. I'll be posting on those. Obviously, they're posted here on YouTube too, on my YouTube Shorts, so make sure you guys check those out as well. And I will see you guys for the recap of Duncan versus Money Moicano.